welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately. 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. And hello.
Hell. Oh, yeah.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, already off to a rock and roll and start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Empires and Epitaphs, our weird little D&D game where the living are trying to cohabitate with the undead as we see the weirdness that unfolds within this rapidly budding society. So let's get things rolling and start with some character introductions. And today we're going to start with Raven. I think we have some camera confusion.
Yep.
Yep, it would appear.
So
Somebody moved.
excuse me.
Since the stream starting stream. No worries, I can fix that.
So we're gonna start today's introductions with Hildian. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where can we find you?
So I'm Hildian. You can basically find me here Monday nights. I am playing Torino, who is a Revenant Paladin of the Rubber Chicken Order.
Chicken, yeah. Excellent. Raven.
Hi, I play Bark, who's a rock gnome and a businesswoman there in town. She's loosely based off a certain Ferengi from Star Trek, so she's always looking to wheel and deal and get the best angle on different things. And yeah, she's generally likable and pleasant, and it helps out her friends. But if somebody seems like a little bit like they may not be the best person, she has no problem ripping them off.
Excellent. Game Face.
Yep, I'm Face. I'm playing Miev, who is a half-orc rogue smuggler with a super terrible memory. And you can find me here on Mondays and then on Twitter at GameFace.
Delightful. Calliope.
So I'm Calliope. Hello. You can find me here. You can find me occasionally other places. You can find me on Twitter at Calliope, thinking about role-playing games and kids and teaching. And I play Lady Diatomaceous, who has been suspiciously quiet recently.
Ooh, foreboding. And Cat.
Hi, I'm Kat. Also, Kat and Schrodinger, or Cat named Schrodinger, depending on where you're looking at for me. I played Locrian, the ghost of a tiefling bard who, until last episode, could not speak. And I'm curious as to why now Lady Di can't speak, because it sounds like we're flipping the script here a little bit.
Oh, there is no script that would require foresight on my part. And yeah, I'm Zan. You can catch me at InsanityTTRPG or InsanityGaming.com, which is my website for all of the like private DM work that I do, and the where I upload the homebrew content that I make. And you can catch me here now, or tomorrow at 4 p.m. Mountains, 4 p.m. No, 2 p.m.
1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time.
1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for.
And then again at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time.
Yeah. It's I anytime Raven is online tomorrow, you can catch me here, either running a vampire game or playing in Raven's Water game, as well as you can catch me on Brambleberry Games on Fridays, and on Polished Cryptid's channel fairly sporadically, as I do the hobo DMing wherever I can find a spot. So what is the name of our town this week?
Well, so the camera pans over to the town thing, and somebody has repainted and started writing in the new name, and all the cans of paint are there, and the brushes are there, but it only says the and then it says F, and it looks like most of the letter I, and that's it. Somewhere in the middle of writing whatever this person was writing, they stopped.
All right. So looks like we're having a little bit of difficulty with our town name this week. I can get behind that. Let's dive right in. Where does our game open tonight?
I think Locrian is goes past the sign because that's where our camera is right now. So Locrian's gonna float past the sign and look at it and be maybe a little confused, but kind of just accept the fact that today the town's name is the Phi. Or the Fee? The Fi.
Yeah.
Huh.
And when you look down on the ground, though, you do see something that is surprising. It is one of Lady Di's fingers.
I pick it up.
Of course, it's easily identifiable as one of Lady Di's fingers because of the gaudy but never gauche rings that adorn it, right?
Oh. Maybe I take that, like, I pick up a paintbrush. I am a bard, but for whatever reason, I like to express that mostly through visual arts. And I think maybe this town was actually supposed to be called the Finger of God.
Yes, that's so good.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a performance check to see how expertly you finish the sign.
Oh, it's amazing. It's nobody would know that Lady Diatomaceous didn't do it.
Okay.
Or actually,
Excellent.
they might think that she just recently took some calligraphy classes.
Excellent. Yeah. So you perfectly mimic Lady Di's penmanship with a little bit of extra flair thrown in, and the town's new name is the Finger of God. Um, yeah. Where do we see the rest of your characters at?
Bark is, of course, at the tavern initially. Um, Probably with a special on, let's say, some sort of like cold gelatin food item. Um, Maybe they're like frozen Jello ice cubes that go into the drinks and things like that. Because you can't waste a good gelatinous cube when you can find some way to make it edible.
Very true. Very true.
So it's probably something like that. And she's been practicing a little swordplay recently since things have gotten a little more dicey around the town lately. And so she's picked herself up a second rapier, and maybe after checking on the tavern, she's out back doing a little practice.
Okay. What's Torino up to?
Torino is probably in the temple just fixing it up and trying to paint rubber chickens and set up feathers and really decorate up the place so that it's more representative of the great and almighty rubber chicken.
Okay, all right. I think the camera can hang on that for a few minutes. Why don't you roll me a dexterity check just to see how, unless you're proficient with performance.
Right. It's a 9.
It's coming together. It's coming together. It still needs a lot of work. It's a work in progress for sure. And Miev, what are you up to?
I think Gilmary's crew has just come back with some things. So Miev's spending some time organizing the warehouse. And then they've also brought Miev some carnations of different colors for the florist shop, of course.
Mhm.
And so Miev's going to have another florist arranging lesson from Terrence.
Okay. And Terrence is not quite as ornery this week as he normally is. He seems a little distracted.
Um,
Why don't you make an insight check for me?
all right. Ooh, that's a one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the audience is very much aware that Terrence is off his game, but you probably don't remember the past lessons all that well, and maybe he's always been this kind of standoffish. He is a flaming floating skull.
Yeah.
Uh,
I keep mixing up the colors. I'm sure that's super annoying.
yeah, probably. And then, where do we see Lady Di?
We don't see Lady Di. We see that the shop is closed. For the first time ever, the shop is totally closed. The curtains are drawn. It says closed. Usually it says open, and that side is really sun faded, and then the other side, it's because it's like never closed. Terrence is the one that's showing, and we don't see Lady Di.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we don't see Lady Di. And as the day progresses,
Maybe
yeah.
I feel like Locrian, after seeing Lady Di's finger, is probably looking for Lady Di at this point. And if we're going by way of camera, maybe this is where we see Locrian like float, like pass through the walls into the shop to look around and see what happened, or see if he can find her.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
in the middle of the shop is a whole bunch of movable screens that have all been moved around like a very small area. And as you can see a bunch of like teal paint on the floor from the sign from earlier on the sign where she was writing the whatever she was writing. That might have been the finger of God, but it is now. It was actually going to be the final countdown, I think. But that would have been. But the finger of God's even better. And you can and you hear a lot of like shuffling under the screens.
I politely knock on the screen, and then I remember I can talk, and I say, Lady Di.
Go away!
But it's me!
Go away, Locrian!
But
I'm not
why?
taking visitors!
Can I poke my head through the screens?
Don't look at me, I'm hideous!
You can, but it's rude.
I don't think that would stop Locrian.
When does that stop Locrian? I was gonna say.
They've been friends a long time.
Yeah. And I don't think, like, in my head, I feel like Locrian's justification would be like, no matter how bad Lady Di feels about herself, Locrian's never judged her before and never will, and she knows that, even if she's having a moment. And he feels like this could go badly, but he'd be willing to risk this being rude in order to help his friend.
Okay.
So when you look in, you see Lady Di she's put all of these things around her, and she has a very, very small desk and like a little work table, and one of her arms is off, and she's slowly trying to sew it back on, but she only has a pinky finger and a thumb on this hand that she's using to do it with, and she's been crying and her cheeks are falling off because you haven't, and like all her, like her makeup's falling off, but her cheeks are also falling off, and she's a hot mess. She doesn't have on one of her big red wigs. She's wearing a turban, but it doesn't look as cute as it normally looks, and she's just in her she has this leather catsuit that she wears under all her clothes to help keep her body parts together. And she's just wearing that, but it's all like unlaced to try to put her arm back on, like on one side.
Well, first thing I do is I cast Mending on your cheeks to see if I can get them to fit back on.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't even bother. Don't even bother.
And then I'm gonna say, I found your finger.
Put it on the table. But
I put
don't
it on
look
the
at me,
table.
I'm hideous.
You're not hideous, but it seems like you're very upset. And as a friend who can talk now, ooh, look at all the fun voices I can do.
I'm falling apart. I'm falling apart. Look, my arm's off. I mean, don't look. But imagine that my arm is off. It would be gauche if you look. But my arm is literally off.
Can I? Well, how? I'm gonna try and cast Mending on your arm.
I don't think it would work. I think it's too much. Like,
I think it would only work on the stitches.
Well, I think the thing is that like that's fine, but then it just sort of falls back off again.
Okay.
Like the stitches stay on, but the arm sort of falls off. And I look at Locrian and I say, I have nothing to live for.
What do you mean?
I have nothing to live for. The whole point of me being alive is to get rid of the Bone Lord, and he's gone. And I'm literally falling apart. I have 2 fingers. Only 2. Do you know how gauche that is? 2 fingers.
You think he's gone?
I'm a fingerless freak. He must be gone. I'm falling apart.
Huh. This is troubling.
Yeah. It is. No shit, Sherlock. Oh my gosh, listen to me. I'm swearing.
And I don't at this point, I think this is Locrian starting to realize that like he's never seen this before and he doesn't know how to help, but he still wants to try and help.
Yeah, and I think like Lady Di is very dramatic on a fairly regular basis, but when you look at her, she like looks like ass. Like she is actually falling apart, not in a dramatic way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she is dramatically falling apart, but not in a hilariously dramatic way. In an actual like oh crap way. And she's just, she's like, just go, just leave me. I don't want your last memories of me to be like this. No. Like, sadly so, and like as she's like sewing, I think one of her like last thumb pops off, and she's just got this one finger, and she's like, it's so tragic. I'm so young. I'm too young to die again.
Well, you're not gonna die if there's anything I can do about it.
Don't look at me.
I roll my eyes to the ceiling. And
I can't even do that, they'll fall out.
I mean, I'm technically not looking. I'm kind of just
go away.
No.
Leave me to fall apart in peace.
Can I cast Identify and see if I can identify the reason why Lady Di is falling apart?
Yeah, sure. Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. Identify.
It's not quite what Identify is supposed to do, but I'll let you use Identify to lower the DC of the Arcana check.
Okay.
Identify is more about objects. And I'm not about objectifying Lady Di.
No, but a finger can be an object if it's not attached to a person.
You think it has something to do with, I will remind you that there is 7 D6s in the pool.
Oh, I'm going to roll a D6.
All right.
Ugh.
Buh. Oh, buh. Oh, buh.
Ah.
Yeah, it's got something to do with the fact that she's a revenant, and the whatever emotion it is that's tying her to this plane seems to be faltering.
Is it like, because I feel like Locrian knows that it's like hatred of the Bone Lord.
Mhm.
Can Locrian convince Lady Di that there's, or at least try to convince, at least for now, that he's still alive and kicking? Because is it attached to an emotion, or is it attached to like the objective truth?
I don't think ghosts are known for their objective truths.
Okay. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna pull out my sword and say, if the Bone Lord was gone, forever gone, you think this sword would still be magic? Help me out here, sword.
What? Yes, yeah, I'm still. Yep, I'm still here. Still magic. Grandson's still alive. Probably little fucker. You can't kill him that easy.
How does that work for you, lady? Like, come on, he's alive. Should I roll a persuasion check?
Sure. But I'm gonna need Lady Di to roll an insight check. Which I think Lady Di is very Locrian. Come on, get some
I
good
am
rolls.
good at it, but not good enough, I guess. Probably.
Roll for there.
That's rough, pal. Yeah, that's you. It seems like Locrian and the sword are telling the truth, but it doesn't. Well, while you feel like they're telling the truth, you also know that there's been no proof lately. So it's a little bit of a conflicting message.
What the big voice in the sky said. It's conflicting. I feel conflicted.
But what about your love for this town? Doesn't that keep you alive? Like, you keep
Apparently not. I know it's rather embarrassing, but apparently it doesn't. It turns out I'm just bitter.
Oh gosh.
It's very good. Don't tell Bark. She'll be so delighted. You can't let her see me like this. You mustn't tell anyone, and you must go away and let me dissolve in peace. And don't tell Terrence.
People will be asking where you are. You are also like head of all the events and the tourism board, and
I know.
what do I tell them?
It's very tragic. I don't know. But I don't know. I should think of something quick before my jaw falls off. I'm falling to pieces.
Is there anything else that happened that would make you upset?
I mean, I don't know. No, I think that's the problem. I think the whole time the whole point of me being alive is that we were supposed to be having this festival, and I went to see the Bone Lord and then killed everyone, and I never got to go to the festival. And I was so mad about it. And now we've had a new festival and we have all these new people, and I'm just so happy. And she's like saying that, like little pieces of her are like falling off. And she's like, I know, I mean, he's so angry about it. I don't know. I'm so good. Like, go away.
I bet it's the cleric. It's the new church.
Leave me.
I'm gonna kiss Lady Di on the forehead with another mending spell.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And
At least help me
I'm
keep my
gonna do some-
eyelashes.
oh, I kiss your eyelashes back on.
Don't let me go without my eyelashes.
So your eyelashes will never leave. And I'm gonna do some investigation, and we're gonna fix this. I promise. You're my best friend.
I know, it's rather sad. It's very tragic. After I die, write a book and read it in book club. Talk about
I'm getting rid of the book club like first thing. Like
and talk about my tragic character arc. All right, that'd be good. But make sure you talk about how pretty my hair is when I'm wearing it, not this hair. Go,
I-
just go.
Not the peat moss.
okay, I'm gonna go do some investigating, and you can pan to someone else.
Okay.
I'm not sure what my next action will be, so we can move the camera elsewhere for a bit.
All right. So I think the camera's going to pan through town, and it's certainly bustling and hustling. And the music has stopped. I did not realize that. But you notice an unusual amount of insect activity in the town, as the streets are filled with a cacophony of cicadas and crickets and the odd frog. Things like that, as we see Torino leaving the shrine for the night, possibly to go get new materials, possibly with a little bit of satisfaction for a job well done. What does Torino do when he feels that his workday is finished?
So I think Torino is very, very happy. I mean, the shrine absolutely looks horrendous. It's very gaudy and gauche and just horrible, but he thinks it looks fabulous. So he's probably going to go down to Barks to sit in and direct Bob on cooking, and wait for Lady Di to come by so that he can show off his wonderful work.
So you're telling me that people have tongues and they taste things.
Yes.
What is good taste?
Salt.
Salt, yes. And we see Bob take just a giant, maybe 2 kilogram piece of rock salt and drop it into this boiling pot.
Lots of flavor. Well done.
Is this all humans require? They just like salt
And peppers.
and peppers.
Yes.
Y'all are trying to kill Barker, aren't you?
And he picks up a handful of spectral peppers.
Are they ghost peppers?
They're gauche peppers. It's a double pun. How dare you try to take my joke away from me, Cat?
Sorry.
Yeah. And drops the spectral ghost peppers into the pot. Yes, peppers.
Yes. Got anything really spicy?
I mean, he just gestures at the ectoplasm colored peppers floating around in the water near the giant salt rock. Is this not spicy?
Maybe more.
Maybe more.
I mean, it's been a while since I've been cooking, but I honestly can't taste it anymore. So you just have to make it. See, if you can get enough spices, maybe then I can taste it again. And we could test it on Locrian and Lady Di. You know, we should try it at least, because if you could be the only place in town that can serve the undead food that they can taste, you'll be rolling in money.
That's not a bad idea. What if and you see the you see Bob reach for some peppers that appear to be uh, like they look almost cross shape, but the arms are a little bit longer and descend slightly. And the bottom half greatly resembles the scaling of a snake. He goes, "Well, I have these Naga peppers. You could use
Excellent.
those."
Hot.
Throw those in.
Yeah, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but just above table, we're making Jello shots or Jello ice cubes, right?
I have no idea what y'all are making. Y'all are making something unholy.
I think Bark did, which also I did have a question because I just remembered. Was Bark ever able to make those cocktails that evaporate when they hit your mouth?
Yeah, I think
Sweet.
Bark
So,
was.
so that would work out pretty well. Bark would have drinks that the undead could actually enjoy and food potentially that they can enjoy or will, melt what flesh they have left.
Yeah, just mix some formaldehyde in with that to keep them nice and preserved.
There you go.
Yeah. They'll do just
That's
fine.
what the salt's for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Bark probably would come in right about this point. The smell being pretty nuclear.
Yeah, I think Bark's gonna be like waving their hand or her hand in front of her face, just going, "Oh, what are you cooking, Bob?" And I use the word cooking lightly.
Nah, I don't know. Antonino said salt is good and spice is nice. So,
Yeah.
and gestures to the cauldron.
How much did you put in there?
Slightly under the LD50, probably.
Slightly under the what?
The LD50.
Player doesn't know what that is. I'm not
Oh,
sure
okay.
Bark does.
LD50 is the 50% lethal dose. The amount that it takes for 50% of things who ingest it to die.
Okay. Okay, I'm with you. Bark just goes, all right, well, that's good. We don't want to kill people that are not already dead. Um, did you taste it?
And Bob just opens his hollow jaw with no tongue.
Right. Bark's gonna go over and kind of smell it. Maybe get a spoon and scoop some out and consider tasting it. How? What does this smell like?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Perception. There it is. 24.
24. It has a lot of smell. Has a lot of smell.
A lot of smell. I like that.
Yeah. It it definitely makes you cough just from the capsicum fumes. It smells like it probably wouldn't kill you.
Okay. I think Torino's still in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turn to Torino and go, here, you try it first.
Okay.
All right,
So,
Torino, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It smells like pain and regrets.
All right. It tastes good. It's a little bit warm, but it tastes good.
I can actually taste it.
Yep.
Nice.
Huh. Well, I don't think many of our living customers are gonna want any of this, but this might work for the undead ones. Do a special, like a combo meal, bowl of whatever we call this thing, and one of those new cocktails we made.
You'll be the only place in town that can serve food and drinks to the undead.
It's true.
I think at this point, Locrian might pop in and say, with the notebook that says, actually, Bark's Tavern is zoned to be the only place to serve and food and drinks to anyone in town. And he might pop back out, but if you don't need him.
I have an
Versus
intelligence
gonna-
of -1. I just saw you hold up a sign.
I think Bark's just gonna be like, yes, I finally drove that cafe out of business.
Oh, the dog cafe. Oh, so sad. The poor pups.
So,
Um,
yeah, I think Bark will get started on coming up with some grand marketing scheme for it.
okay, so while Bob is trying to come up with a marketing scheme for it, I think Mav, you and the rest of your crew have wrapped up your chores for the day, and head down to Bark's to get some grub for the night, as it is canonically the only place in town to eat. And that's where you and them will probably run into Torino and Locrian. Has May met Torino? I don't remember.
Yes, I
Okay.
have.
Okay.
Um, hey, how's it going, guys? Just came down for some food. Got some new
Alright.
flowers in.
It's going great. How are you?
Good, hungry.
Well, Bob's been cooking up something special.
Miev sniffs and says, "I think I smell it." I'll see what else Bark has. I'll go up to the bar and order something.
Okay. I think currently on the menu is like meatloaf and like a roast ham. This undead concoction, and maybe some split pea soup.
I think I'll order the roast ham.
Nice. Yeah, Mark will take that order and get it out quick.
And while that's happening, Miev's gonna turn to Locrian and say, where's Lady Di? Usually she's around, right?
Oh, yeah. Normally, yeah, she is. She's taking a spa day today to take care of, the vapors, as it were.
Oh, well, I got in some new flowers. Do you think she might like to? I was thinking about taking some over there. I'm not sure what color though. I'll just take them all.
Sure. I think today's color is like a light turquoisey blue. We're calling haunt blue or haint blue, and but today is not a good day for that. I could bring them over or see if she wants to come by, but I'm not sure that today is a good day to go visit Lady Di.
I think that sounds a little bit weird even to me. Ev, can I roll insight for that?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Should I roll against that with like persuasion or something?
That would be deception.
Okay.
Mine's a 16.
Aha!
Yeah, just barely.
Yes, it's something does seem off. And I'm not being 100% truthful.
think Niamh's going to like keep that in the back of their mind for a minute and be like, okay, well, I think I'll have my dinner and then maybe you can go check out some flowers with me and we'll pick something out for her.
Oh, that sounds delightful. I would like that.
All right.
It's not often I get to spend time with the living by myself. It's very peculiar, but I should do it more. And now that I'm thinking of it, the reason is probably because I didn't talk before. How do you like my new voice? Is it I'm trying on different ones. I think this is a nice one, although it sounds a little too much like Lady Di. I think I've been spending too much in Lady Di's body for my talking, and maybe I need something a little bit more spooky and deep.
I mean, I liked it. I thought it sounded nice.
Thanks.
So with that, y'all wrap up your meal and head back down to the flower warehouse green room thing.
Yeah, I think as they're walking, Miev's going to talk excitedly about all the new flowers that they're learning about, because if they don't talk about it, they'll forget about it. Then they'll say, Terrence is probably still at the shop too. Maybe he can help us out. He's teaching me a lot about floral arrangements. I still need a lot of help though.
Terrence. Yes, Terrence. I remember Terrence. He should be very grateful that I released him from this and then I think I still might have the box. I carry it around on occasion, or like because it's fun to pull out and just play the song. And I think I'm gonna start playing the song as I enter to see how Terrence reacts.
Okay. Yeah, Terrence is like, what are you doing? It's this song. You know, when the box is closed and I was imprisoned in that place, I heard the song over and over and over again every day. It was terrible. Why do you do this? Why do you hate me?
Above the table, is this? Did we decide the girl from Ipanema is the name of this song, or the girl from Neverwinter?
Sure.
Because I can't remember. I know there was a specific song that we decided was the song, and I think that's my go-to for anything D&D. But
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I just happen to like this song, Terrence. You don't like it? It's a very delightful song with a very long and interesting history that goes along with it. Have you ever been to Fantasy Brazil, Terrence?
No, fantasy Brazil. No. I've been stuck in the music box, and now I live in a flower shop. Does it look like I go to Brazil?
You never know. Maybe it's floating flamey skullhead day off occasionally. We have every other holiday here.
Well, unfortunately, the curses that bind me to this plane are not very receptive to holidays.
Ooh, tell me more about the curse that binds you to this plane.
I think at this point, Mia's going to say, we're making flowers for Lady Di. She's having a spa day. I was hoping you could help me put together some bouquets so then we could like take them over there.
We're doing a spa day. Lady Di, are we? So she asked for my help.
No.
I thought it would be nice if you helped.
Okay. Well, that's
Didn't ask
fine then.
about you at all.
That's well, Locrian, I think I liked you better when you didn't have a voice.
I think I like you better in the box.
I said that to your mother before you were born too. Uh, uh, yeah. Fine. We'll leave the bitterness aside. We'll be friendly. Yeah. So spa day, spa. I don't know what a spa is. A spa like spaghetti. It feels like you're stopping a word a little short there. Spa.
Well, I don't suppose someone as unrefined as you would really understand the concept of a spa.
No.
But it comes from the fantasy Scandinavian word, and then I trail off on like the history of what spas are, and that colloquially, and end with colloquially today we use it as a self-care kind of day where one spends time taking care of themselves, in a physical sense.
Let's do some. I think some flowering vines would be nice. This is maybe a good time for some wisterias. I think tomorrow is going to be. Tomorrow is Fuchsia Day, and I think they should really be in bloom tomorrow, so we can pick them today, and let nature take its course.
That sounds nice. Mia's gonna pull those out and say, I think today's blue day or something like that. And they're just gonna like grab everything that even looks kind of blue.
Oh no, and now we've learned the terrible truth that Miev is actually colorblind.
Oh,
Uh,
that's fine. It's okay to ask for help when you need it. That's purple.
Terrence was like, that's yellow. That's not blue. That's not close.
Well, I think it looks nice.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
And then Mia was gonna like try and give Locrian a few bouquets, but still holding like a bunch of flowers in their arms and say like, all right, let's go.
I scramble to hold them. And I think at least when I'm in, I don't know if I'm in range or not,
Mm-hmm.
but when I am, I'm going to send a message to Lady Di and kind of ask her. It's like I can whisper. Let me just put it up.
Yep.
Point of the target, and only one target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. So I'm gonna whisper to Lady Di that, Mayev wants to come over and is insistent, and we have flowers, and I don't know what to do. How do I defer this?
Lady Di is she's not even really listening. I think she's just sort of like bemoaning the fact that her little tiny feet, one of her little tiny feet, fell off maybe. And so I think she's like, fine, just come in. Like she's not, you could tell that she didn't actually listen to a word you're saying, which is kind of like par for the course now that you actually talk. And so she just sort of, she's like, my foot fell off, my tiny foot, my favorite tiny foot. Now I'm only gauche. That means left in French. My right foot's gone.
It does mean left in French.
It does.
How sinister. It's a Latin joke for you nerds out there.
That's good.
I just recently saw that on somewhere. Anyway, I
only have one left. The other one is gone. That's the best I can do. You better come in and see this tragedy.
I think Locrian's kind of still reluctant because I don't think he really he doesn't really think that Lady Di would be saying that if she picked up the part where I said about Miev coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Above the table, I missed. Did Terrence come or no?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, good. Sweet.
Can I say, what about Terrence? Is Terrence okay to come in?
And I'm not listening to you.
I
Like,
think
just come. Stop standing at the doorway. Just come in and go out.
I'm gonna say, hey, wait here for a sec. I'm gonna go in and make sure she's decent. And I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna say, Terrence is here. What you told me not to tell Terrence anything.
What do you mean you brought Terrence here?
I didn't bring him here. He came.
I think Miev waits exactly a second. Yeah, Miev's only gonna wait exactly 1 second and then come inside.
Okay.
And I'm like pulled aside one of the curtains and I'm like, what do you mean Terrence is here?
They came. They wanted to bring flowers because I said you had a spa day, and I'm doing bad at this. I need help.
And then Miev enters.
Just arms completely full of flowers. Like, Lady Di, we brought you some flowers. I don't know where to put them, and they're just like falling everywhere.
Can you see
Petals
over
are
the
everywhere.
flowers?
Barely.
Okay.
It's a lot of flowers.
And many of them matched Teal Day. That's very nice. And someone knew it was Fuchsia Day tomorrow. That's very thoughtful, but I don't even know if I'm going to be here tomorrow.
What's going on?
I'm falling apart. Literally, I'm too happy and now I'm falling apart.
You're falling apart because you're happy?
I don't know. I hope the whole point of me being here is because
You are
I'm too
cutting
pissed
out
off to die.
super bad there, Lady Di.
Am I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can we get that one more time?
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. And the whole point of me being here is how angry I am. And I just am not angry enough. I don't know. We haven't seen the boat Lord in so long. And some of you have only one finger and one leg, one foot. The only way this day could get worse is if Terrence were here.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm here. Hello?
I'm gonna like hobble over on my one foot and I'm gonna smack him with my one finger.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, that's not a good one for me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah.
I did roll a nat 20.
You did roll a nat 20. Yeah, you don't lose any body parts.
What are you doing here?
They said you were feeling down, so I was gonna come and brighten your abode up with my sprite smiling presence.
Suppose you might as well sit down. Those of you who can. I don't want to just be a head like Terrence.
Miev's going to be like putting some flowers around the shop and say like, he picked those pink ones.
Yeah, it's the wisteria. They're actually purple. We did not know that Miev was colorblind. Apparently they are.
They just all look nice.
I could put Purple Day ahead of Fuchsia Day. If I'm still here for Purple Day and Fuchsia Day. Terrence, I'm falling apart.
Yeah, you know, you're looking a little rough. What's got you feeling down?
We haven't, I don't know. I think it's the Bone Lord. Or the lack of Bone Lord. I don't know. I haven't seen him in so long. And don't you remember when everything went bad? When he killed everyone? And And it was the day we were supposed to be having that festival. And I was in with the Mets, and I went to tell him off because he was making it rain, and like really not like with money, but like actually rain with all its stupid experiments. And I went to tell him off, and then he killed everyone. And I never got to wear my good outfit.
I am aware of this day, yes.
I mean, that's why I wasn't there probably when you came to pick me up. But the point is, if you had come earlier, then maybe we could have gone together. Instead, now we're all dead, and now I'm falling apart because my worst enemy's not even here. Which is apparently important to my ongoing survival.
We need to find the Bone Lord.
Okay. Sure.
Where is he?
I am a disembodied skull that lives in a flower shop. Why would I know where the Bone Lord is?
You were the last one to have him.
Get out your sword. Ask the sword. Maybe he'll know something. I don't know.
I pull out the sword and I ask him, like, where's your stupid, good-for-nothing grandson?
I don't know. I kind of feel him around a little bit, but I don't know. He's
Can I start waving the sword around like a metal detector?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a Arcana check for me.
Okay.
Should someone go get Bark and Torino?
Oh,
Maybe
fine.
they can help.
Make my humiliation complete.
Oh, yeah.
Bark is not allowed to say anything about this.
No. Maybe Bark is not.
They can only come if Bark doesn't look at me.
But Locrian does not think it's a good idea to bring Bark over.
It'll be fine.
I think Miev probably was gone by the time Locrian tried to say something.
Okay.
Terrence will say before Miev leaves. Terrence will go. Hey, tell you what. Why don't you y'all go get whoever you need to go get, and I'll stay here and keep Lady Di company, and we'll try to figure out this whole flesh rending off situation.
Well, Miev's gonna go back to Bark's cavern.
Okay, what's Locrian doing?
I think so Locrian's really sort of jealous of Terrence's relationship, or like the I guess he's jealous of Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just popped up out of a box somewhere, and apparently they're rekindling brand new relationship, or like their relationship again after 200 years of Locrian being Lady Di's best friend and secret admirer, and so he's not going anywhere to find anybody. He's kind of just gonna be there, and he's also dowsing with the sword to try and find the Bone Lord. I rolled a 21.
You feel something pulling you towards the edge of town.
Which edge?
Not the ocean edge. One of the other three.
Okay. I'm gonna shout like really excited. Hey, Lady Di! I think I caught something, and it's not a fish because it's not pointing towards the ocean.
Well, see what it is, I guess. Should I come with you? Someone will have to carry me. I only have 1 foot. I'm not going to hop.
No, that would be gauche.
Rather.
You could potentially use, well, I guess, I don't know if you could use the battle umbrella as a cane.
I can't even hold it. I only have 1 finger.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I'll have to wait till Face comes back so they can carry me.
Yes,
Or
we will.
somebody get Torino. Torino can carry me around.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting he's raised from the dead. And is there a way that I can kind of like fly over in that direction and sort of scout out what like the preliminary issue is, or like what is?
Yeah,
I want
sure.
to figure
So,
out.
yeah,
I don't want
so
to solve the
go ahead
whole
and make a perception check.
Okay. That's a 7.
Okay. You fly over and you still feel it pulling in the same direction pretty consistently. And as you fly for a little ways, you do notice a little bit of light on the horizon. And our camera's going to cut, and we're going to see large wooden wheels rolling up to the edge of town a few hundred yards away. A flame being struck, and the arching arm of a catapult with its load suddenly engulfed in flame, and a sword swiftly come down and cut the rope. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh dear.
Fantastic. Good spot.
This is
Yeah.
suspenseful.
Yeah, super suspenseful. So be sure to hang around and hang around throughout the break, and talk to us in chat while we're stretching our legs and whatnot. And we'll be back in just a few minutes.
It's so tense. You could cut it like a rope with a sword.
Yeah.
Weird.
That.
And we're back.
Excellent. So, where we thank y'all for hanging out with us through that break, and where we left off last time, not last time, but a few minutes ago, was what appeared to be a catapult of some type, being fired on the outskirts of town, and as Locrian flies over the horizon, Locrian, you will see this burning ball of fire flying directly in your path. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh boy. I was about to reach for physical dice. Oh yeah, if it hit me and if it came even close to hitting me, it would just go right through me. No damage.
Okay. Do you have evasion or anything?
No, it's a 27 dex save. I do have incorporeal stride, which I can move through other creatures and objects other than walls and ceilings as if they were difficult terrain.
I think with a 27, you probably managed to avoid it. You duck out of the way, and this fireball goes careening past. Lady Di is still at her shop with Terrence. Miev went to go get Bark and Torino, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Do I see this while I'm running to the tavern?
What's your passive perception?
Not great. I think it's a 10.
Probably not.
Okay.
I think
it's a 10.
it's going in the opposite direction of you.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go to Bark's Tavern and run in the door and just yell, Bark, Torino, Lady Di needs some help.
What she need
Okay.
now?
And then I'm just going to like frantically turn around and run back the other way and hope that they're following me.
Mark just lets out like a teenager type sigh of just like, fine, come see what she needs.
Guess if I saw you running, I'd run too.
Clank, clank, clankety clank.
And I feel like in the meantime, like as this is happening, Lady Di is like in the shop with Terrence, and she's like, Terrence, I'm just too happy. I'm too happy, Terrence. And now, like the tourism department is doing really well, and the population is growing, and it's a fusion day in 2 days, and you're back or whatever, and I don't even know. I'm too happy, and now all my fingers are falling off. You have to tell me some shitty things you did to me to remind me why I have a will to live.
Oh, it was that one time that you pissed me off, and I ate the last pizza. Even though I don't like Hawaiian pizza, I was like, yeah, she ain't getting the last pizza.
The whole point of pizza is to have like both sweet and savory on there, Terrence. Okay.
Yeah, caramelized onions is where the line is drawn at.
Oh my gosh, it's pineapple feta. That's the best kind of pizza. And Hawaiian is second. You know
It's no wonder that you couldn't go to heaven. You are unholy.
You are unholy. It's like, and you're so short now. You're like literally only a foot tall. I've always been taller than you.
Nah, I would tell you to go to hell, but you already live here.
You have such a way with words, you asshole.
So I think once Locrian saw what Locrian saw, he just like nope out of there and like started zooming back. So I'm not sure when he would come back in, but let me know.
Well, yeah, no worries. It is definitely moving much faster than you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as ammunition tend to do.
Oh.
Um, uh, Bark and Torino, you are following Miev back to fashions to die for.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So I think as the three of you are making your way back, and you might notice a shooting star in the sky. And Locrian, you're following the giant flaming bundle, and you see where it's headed.
Where's
And
it
try
headed?
as you might, you can't catch up with it. As we see it impact fashions to die for.
Oh no.
And the whole building is engulfed in flames. Bark Maev and Torino, you've seen this happen in front of you. Looks like something just fell out of the sky and landed square in the middle of Fashions to Die For.
How far away am I?
You're probably a few 100 feet.
Could I start using the dash action?
Yeah. I assumed it. Yeah, y'all. While y'all were moving, y'all were dashing.
Okay.
Um,
So you'll be there in less than a minute.
Say it's on fire, like a lot of fire.
Yeah, you can see like the whole building seems to be engulfed in flames.
I also would like to do the running as fast as possible.
Yeah. So
Surprisingly,
you,
to try to save Lady Di.
you will be outpaced by Miev and Bark Torino since they can move
Oh.
with their bonus action as well.
Most
I
certainly,
would
and I'm a
actually
rock
like to
gnome.
cast haste on myself then.
You're gonna what?
Cast haste on myself.
Okay, so you're able to keep up with them. And what exactly does haste? I think you just put it in the chat. Okay, +2 bonus to AC. Can be used to take. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, so you are actually able to easily outpace them with haste cast on you. So you'll be the first one to arrive, and you'll see uh, the remnants of Lady Di's shop engulfed in flames.
I'm gonna, Mev, was she in there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in. Just gonna run right in. Unless the door's closed, and then I'll try and kick it open.
All right, so you were still a little ways from it, so I'll give you. You can make 3 actions before your haste spell ends, since it only lasts for a minute.
Okay.
So yeah, go. The door is. Let's see, evens or odds?
Let's see. Odds.
Odds.
My favorite questions to ask when I'm the GM.
Yeah, right. Okay, so as you try the door, it seems to be stuck in place by something.
Is there a window I can go through?
Yeah, there's a shattered window.
Okay. I'll just go right through that then.
All right. So that is your first action. You are now inside the burning building.
Lady Di.
So we're gonna roll the camera back just a little bit. Look, Green, you're probably not too far away at this point. You're able to see Bark and Niev and Torino running towards, and Torino jumping inside the burning building. And yeah, what are you doing?
I'm very frantic. And like I see the burning building, and I'm just like going into the burning building, and I'm like, so my thought is like, all right, so to save my friend from dying, we had to kill my friend. What is this? What's this? Like in my head, like my internal monologue is like, what is this bullshit?
Mhm.
But like my physical action is all 100% like get out as many pieces of Lady Di as I can. Because I'm a ghost. I have no problem with these. Like I get damage, but I'm not like really worried about things on the physical plane as much. And like I don't know what part of Lady Di is required in order to keep Lady Di there.
Mhm.
So like I just want all of the things. I want all of the Lady Di. And I like we need water to like extinguish this. And I don't know what to do. Like I'm just really frantic, and like both player and character.
Mhm.
Can thaumaturgy snuff out flames?
Not that big, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
I'm
think it's
probably
just
trying
like
to cast it. I'm trying to cast it here
campfire
and there
size, I think.
as I can. And maybe like if I find a finger, I'm snuffing out the flames on that finger. I'm trying all of the things.
Okay.
Then
Hildian,
I
what?
might pop out and point to Bark and say like, "Get water! Go get the water and the things," because I assume Bark has access to water in large quantities.
Access, yes. Transportation, I'm a rock gnome.
Um,
I could carry like a
I'm,
bucket.
as I'm
Small one.
frantically casting thaumaturgy for the flames, I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy on my voice and just very loudly bellow, "You can figure it out."
Okay. Torino, I need you to make a perception check, as do you, Locrian.
Okay.
Perception.
Yes. All right. Oh man, the room is I will remind y'all that there are 66 and 2 crits available.
Uh, I'm gonna roll a d6.
Okay.
I think I'm
If
going
that's
to
cool
do
with
the same.
everybody.
All
I
right.
am.
Oh, wait a minute.
This is my second d6 of the entire. Oh, and it's still a 1.
Oh. Whack,
I don't
whack.
see anything either.
You see more than Locrian. If you want to roll a d6, you might see some more. You'd need a 5 or a 6 to make a huge impact, though.
I don't know what it rolled. Oh, no. It didn't show up on there, but it was only a 2.
Oh. Sad day. Yeah,
If I use a
y'all.
crit, if I use an auto crit, is it going to be the difference between saving my friend and not saving my friend?
There are certain plot devices that are already in motion, but it will certainly have. I don't know. I would say this might not be the time to use a crit.
Okay.
If you want to use a crit, like if it's a character decision to use a crit, then by all means, more power to you.
As a player, I would want to put it up to a vote for the other players because I know we don't have crits as often as others. I think we also have plenty of viewer options to save a character. Um, if anybody wants to donate to save Lady Di,
Plot
Just
points
saying.
are powerful little things. It's true.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
I don't mind if you use the crit. It's totally up to you, though.
I'll hold off. Unless somebody else thinks it's really important.
Okay. What are Miev and Bark doing?
I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm probably gonna try the door.
The door seems to have something pushing against it from the other side. You can try to go through the window, or you can try to open the door forcefully.
I think Mia would probably first try to open the door forcefully.
All
So
right,
strength
make
check.
strength or athletics, whichever is better.
Strength or athletics. Oh. Athletics is way better, although it doesn't matter really. 13.
13. Yeah, the door seems to be stuck pretty fast.
Then I'll try the window.
All right, yeah, and you can just go through the window. That's fine.
I was gonna say there's a window that's already busted out, right?
Yeah. There's the window that Torino went through.
If you're trying to go through there.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I'll boost you through the window if you were trying to go through the window.
Yeah, I think that's what Bark's gonna do. Because I think Bark's just gonna ignore Lokrian's demand and be like, "What am I gonna do with a water bucket with this fire?" And just run in and try to, gather Lady Di and anything important out of the house. And because Bark is a very evasive rogue, I think Bark might be able to duck and weave around some of the flames a little bit easier.
All right. So I need Bark and Maev to make perception checks.
21.
I had a 4.
Oh no.
Oh, Maev. Yeah, not really much on your end, Maev, but Bark, you're able to find some pretty substantial body parts. Torino and Lokrian, y'all are able to find a few of the smaller ones, like a hand here, one of the previously lost feet over there.
Can I find an eyelash, like a set of eyelashes? Both sets of eyelashes?
I think that's a little higher than what you rolled there.
Priorities.
Yep.
Right, but I feel like character priorities would override the roll.
Sure, why not? We'll say you find a chunk of her cheek, and it's still got some of the lower eyelashes on it.
Okay.
Right.
Bark is just yeeting these things out the window as fast as she can. Getting
Okay,
them out of the fiery house.
I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Double nat 20s.
Fuck you, Raven. Fuck you.
I had a 22.
Oh boy. So the two rogues in the building are fine. Y'all managed to escape without any substantial harm because y'all have evasion, right? And so anytime that you succeed on a dex saving throw for half damage, you take no damage, right?
Yep,
Right.
once per round.
Okay.
I have a better dex mod than Bark,
Mm-hmm.
and I still failed
The
that
dice have
horribly.
not been on your side tonight, Kat.
No.
Kat and Torino, both of you are going to take 19 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Do we have
That's,
the hit points from Bark Savern because we ate there?
I don't think anyone ate there today. I think the food was too spicy.
Mia
I
ate
did
there,
try
but
it.
I don't think that helps people.
Because I made the Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, Torino would have it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have to spend 10 minutes inspiring my companions. Yeah, I think Torino's probably the only one that was there 10 minutes talking to Bark.
Have I found Lady Di yet?
You're finding pieces of Lady Di.
Which, by the way, that's temporary hit points equal to my level plus charisma modifier, so that's 13 temporary hit points.
I can't do math. Oh my god, you guys.
13 temporary?
Yeah, for Torino, so that's 6 damage.
6 fire damage, and 19 for Locrian. Okay, it's a new round. What is everyone doing? We're all inside the burning building.
I'm
Probably
I think I like Locrian's going back and forth between trying to piece Lady Di back together and getting more pieces of her out of the burning building.
Okay.
And like, is Terrence around anywhere?
Yeah, Mia was gonna look for Terrence.
You see the flower vase that Terrence had recently tethered himself to, toppled over on the ground. But no immediate sign of Terrence. No.
I think Torino would be calling out for Lady Di and actively searching.
I think Locrian is going to use thaumaturgy again and like very, very ominously and loudly shouting like, Terrence, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, what are you doing to help? If that
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, that was a really shitty dice roll, but it's still an 18.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
Do you have a plus 12 to intimidation?
I do.
I have a plus 13 intimidation, but I'm not many small pieces again. We should just go around intimidating the shit out of everybody.
That's what the Better Business Bureau does.
Yeah.
The zoning board. Yeah, y'all are the zoning board.
I only have a plus 5 intimidation. It's deception that I have a plus 13, and so we can be intimidating and lie. This is exciting.
You were confusing yourself with Caraway.
I was. You're right. My other self, but that's okay. So you have to make it work so we can go around lying and
I got a plus 12 to persuasion as well, so
yeah, that's good. I would like to like as they're like going through the like rubble, like finding body parts, I would love to like pan back to right before the big like thing came, and it was like, it's like Lady Di, like every shitty thing that Terrence did, she's like looking stronger and like better. And she's like, you wore tomato red on Rose Red Day on purpose so that we would clash in public. And it was really embarrassing. I totally knows you were not being a dulcet darling. And she's like, like she looks so much more like herself that she has the entire time. And she's just like yelling at him, but is sort of delighted and just like wiping the tear away with her one finger. But she's like standing up to her full strength and she looks a lot stronger, and then like the big thing comes in and like explodes everyone.
Yep, I like that. I think that's a very worthwhile scene to have in here. So what action are the 4 of you performing this turn?
I'm just eating body parts out until there's not any more.
Okay.
It's not a sentence I thought I'd be saying today.
Well, it never is, Raven. It never is. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. So you did your quick perceptive roll. Now you're trying to find the smaller, more delicate pieces.
19.
19. All right. Yeah, you find a couple more body parts here and there, some bits of clothing, a turban or two, some of the decorative hats. Miev, what are you up to?
Can I get Terrence's flower vase and then
Yes.
also try to grab some of maybe like the nicer, well, I don't know about nicer, but some of like Lady Di's like clothes to like bring out before they all burn up as well, since I can't find any body parts.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That's 15.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get some of the nicer quality clothes and Terrence's vase. Are you throwing them out the window or are you leaping out the window?
I'll probably just throw them out the window this time because everyone else's, well, bark is still here. So.
All right. Locrian, what are you up to?
I might be asking Maev if they've seen Terrence at all. And did I see Terrence's broken or like tethered vase earlier? Or
I don't think so.
okay. And I'm gonna continue like trying to piece together Lady Duck, like, so I'm gonna ask that question, wait for an answer, and then yeah, I'm gonna like depending on that answer, I'm going to act.
I haven't seen him, just his face.
How badly is the vase broken? This is player to DM question.
It's cracked.
It's
not
just
shattered.
cracked? Okay.
It's cracked and chipped. It's not looking great.
Ooh,
I think
Locrian, this is a big decision. Are you gonna mend it or not?
I think I'm gonna mend it.
Mending does take a minute. Just as a heads up.
A minute of continuous.
Yep. It's
okay.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that closed captioning is rough.
It is really rough, isn't it?
Are you going to capture that closed captioning?
The best one was when it was like, I think I'm high. It was one of the things it said, and I'm like, yep.
Are you going to come in the back door?
Oh God.
Ooh, that closed captioning saucy tonight.
Ooh.
At this point, how much of Lady Di has been recovered?
Probably the lion's share.
I don't know that, like, enough of Lady Di that we can source the rest of the pieces of whatever she's missing.
Maybe. I mean, you don't know how much of a Revenant's original body has to be intact.
This is true. But well, no, I might, because I've been with, like hanging out with Lady Di for a really long time, and I've probably been with her through multiple body part changes.
Yep.
So I might know. So with that caveat,
I think that's more of a gradual change. It's
like
more of a gradual change. Like when you slowly replace a ship plank by plank when is it a new ship.
Right. What was it? Theseus, the ship of Theseus paradox. Anyway,
yeah.
How confident would I be? Like, maybe that's a roll of how confident am I that Lady Di there's enough Lady Di for her to be intact.
You feel like there's probably a chance right now.
All right, I think I'm gonna cast mending on the stupid vase.
Right now,
if for anything, I can just yell at Terrence and tell him what a piece of shit he is, or what a piece of shit Locrian thinks he is. Like,
Okay. Hildian, what are you doing?
So with the haste action, I actually have 2 actions, right? With the haste spell
Yes.
going. So for the first one, I would use Divine Sense, which allows me to know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
That's fair, yeah.
And can I sense where, Lady Di
You
might
get
be?
a smattering, for lack of a better term, of undead presence throughout the room. Because I believe it says specifically, like, you know the nature of the undead, but not the identity of the undead.
Right. Well, I know that Locrian was behind me. I'm
Yeah,
sure I can sense myself.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, so you can sense like a faint undead presence kind of here, there, and everywhere throughout the room, and a more concrete undead presence coming from the vase,
from the base, you said,
from
or
the vase that
the
Miev is
base.
holding. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's got the base, so I guess I'm gonna go towards the smatterings and start picking up pieces.
All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. I'll give you advantage on the rolls since you have used your divine sense.
Okay.
Come on, advantage.
Oh, there's one. I guess it just didn't give me.
Damn.
I don't know
Damn,
what
man.
is. Yeah, not
It's another
strong
12.
suit.
So I feel your pain on that one. Yeah, you're still able to pick up a few more pieces. You know there's a lot more in this room that
Okay.
you weren't able to get. Um,
Probably so it's next.
yeah. Oh, what do you do with those?
I believe I'd start just gathering them up and.
Are you throwing them out the window as you find them, or are you holding on to them?
If they've been throwing them all out the window, I'll be chucking them out the window as well.
All right. So I need the 4 of you, because it sounds like the 4 of you are still inside, to make another dexterity saving throw. Oh, nice, Torino. Nat 20, that one. Oh, no.
11.
All right. All right. So, Face, you are in the clear because of evasion, which I hate evasion so much. Ruins my day every time. Cat, you're going to take 18 damage. Bark is going to take 9 damage. And
Question.
Face, yes.
And I know this is a stretch, but could I argue that the fire uh, is an attacker that I can see?
Why?
Because I have uncanny dodge and I could use a reaction to halve the damage.
And if she can see it, and it's
Well,
hurting her.
there's uncanny dodge and there's the evasion, right?
Yeah, have both.
I don't think that they would stack in this situation because the fire is not an attacker; it's a saving throw.
They probably wouldn't, but I had to try.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. So, Cat, you take 18. Torino and Bark take 9, and Face, you are in the clear. It is the next turn. Bark, Maeve, and Locrian, what are you doing?
Do I feel like I've gotten all the pieces that I can find out, or are there still more?
You've got a lot. You've been seeing people throwing, a rib out, a hip bone out. A lot of stuff has been collected so far.
Okay. I'd like to just look around for whatever looks like the most valuable and combustible.
Okay.
I want to grab that and just eat myself out the window.
That
Okay.
might be the silk taffeta. Just a fun
Okay.
fact.
All right. Sure. Yeah. What's everybody's passive perception as well? I know Maeve, yours is 10.
I think
Ridiculous.
in your mind you hear the voice of Lady Di also really I think she'd really like her battle umbrella and her battle scissors that are on her like leg, holster if those are around.
Mhm.
You
So
know.
Oh,
what
yeah.
what Locrian wants to do is cast fairy fire in the room, and that might be a thing that like Locrian wants to do before anybody else does, because that might help everyone else to do the things that they're doing.
Okay.
Does that make
Um,
sense?
By the way, my passive perception is 22.
Okay.
And my
Uh,
passive perception is 15.
all right, Bark, you are keenly aware of the sound of like groaning ceiling beams. Things seem to be getting very unstable.
Okay, Bark's gonna yell out, "All right, time to go!" to everybody. Um, yeah, she has the observant feat, so her passive perception's
Just
just
bonkers.
ridiculous.
Okay, so because of fairy fire, if Miev tries to do any more investigating, she'll have advantage.
I think Mia would probably just listen to Bark and bail, honestly.
Okay. Locrian, are you staying inside the building?
Yeah.
All right. Torino, it's been. I gave you 3 more turns of haste. After you cast it, after the time it would have taken you to get there, and that
Yep.
3 turns is up. So
Okay.
I need Locrian to make a dexterity saving throw, and Torino to make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage. Oh man. How are you looking on health there, Kat?
I'm actually not doing too bad.
Good.
Considering.
Man, these average fucking rolls. These average rolls. All right, both of you are going to take 19 damage. And
Little over a third of my health. So
okay.
I could take about one more of those before I could start worrying.
Okay. So the 2 of you are taking 19 damage, and Hildian, you are paralyzed this turn, or stunned this turn. And the ceiling is now visibly creaking downwards. Miev and Bark are outside the establishment. Locrian and Torino are in. What do you do?
I stand there.
You would be unstunned this turn.
Oh,
Last
okay.
turn I didn't give you an action and made you roll disadvantage on your dex check.
But I still
because you were stunned.
remember where all the other pieces were that I could feel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go gather those.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage because they are also fairy fired. Yeah, I'd say with a 19, you're able to find like one of her hands clutching the battle umbrella.
Okay. So I'd grab the battle umbrella and the hand.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest piece in the room that was still left.
Okay.
Locrian, what are you doing?
So I'm also looking for, like, before I leave.
Mhm.
Locrian is absolutely going to be the last one out of here. And I'm looking through the fairy fire for anything left that's still important.
Okay, investigation check with advantage.
Son of a bitch. Ah! Like, I've been rolling so bad today.
Yeah, your dice are
Right in timeout.
your dice are brutal.
I am going to start rolling hard dice.
All right. Yeah, you find a piece of thigh meat with a garter holstered battles or shears on it, and that's about all you're able to find.
I also think you find a remarkable lack of ribs, and it makes you really reflect on how thin Lady Di is. Like, I think she just doesn't have, like, she's just not, she's chosen to, like, not have some body parts that were, not a part of her oeuvre. It's not part of her aesthetic to have ribs. So, just saying. I wouldn't worry too much about those.
Yeah.
I absolutely grab that and make sure it's out of the building. Like, I want to do a confidence check, like, to see how confident I am that everything that's important is out of this building.
Make
I think, like,
make a perception check.
A perception? Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a 16 unless it's with advantage.
It is not with advantage, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, you feel reasonably confident.
Okay.
I mean, there's always more things to get, but.
So with that, I'm going to leave the building with the battle scissors. So if it collapses in the next turn, at least the battle scissors are out of the building.
Yeah. Torino, what were you doing after you found the battle umbrella?
I tossed it out the window.
Okay. Are you staying inside?
Can I see what's blocking the door?
Yeah, it looks like there's a beam that's fallen and is blocking the door.
Okay.
But there is still the open window.
We've basically got everything that we need to. Right?
Possibly. I don't deal in absolutes like that.
Okay. How tall is the ceiling?
Ceiling is, I don't know, Lady Di, how tall is the ceiling?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I think that it's primarily a 1-floor building. That there's probably, well, yeah, I think it's a 1-floor building. So
Okay.
maybe, like, it's a little high for one story, but it's a 1-story building. And has on one side is the part, like the hairstyling part, and then the other part is that's curl up and die, and then there's the main part, and then probably the last third of it is like supplies and stuff, but it's primarily it sort of has that, like, hardware store vibe, like, or like general store where all the stuff is out, so it's not very tall.
Okay. So yeah, we'll say,
wondering
like,
because it's collapsing. So, and I'm 9 feet.
I think that it probably has like a false front on it, like in the Old West. So it looks like it's several stories tall, but it's really only one. It's just, to make it look extra classy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like, 18 feet tall, something like that, when it's all when it's all good. 15 feet tall, something like that. Does that
Yeah.
sound good?
Okay.
Does that sound like a ceiling?
Sounds like a ceiling. Like I'm looking
Sounds
at my
like
tiny
it.
Japanese apartment. I'm like, yeah, that even in my tiny place, it's probably a 10-foot ceiling.
I think I'm gonna run over, grab as many supplies as possible, and if I don't think I can make it back to the window before the ceiling collapse, I'm gonna go through the wall.
Okay.
Like the Kool-Aid Man?
Yep. Just
make
like
make an athletics check for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, you bust through the wall, and as that last little bit of structure gives way, the entire roof collapses. Man, I was ready to throw a D to penalize your roll by a D6, and nope, gonna get a nat 20 on me. You dick. Yeah, the ceiling collapses, embers and cinders fly into the night sky, illuminating it like a host of lightning bugs, and yeah, there's the sound of fire in the distance, and wood cracking and creaking as you have this amassed pile of body parts in front of you all. What do you do?
I'm putting the body parts together.
Okay.
I'm bringing over the extra body part supplies that I picked up in case we're missing anything.
All right.
I feel like Locrian is A, spent enough time drawing Lady Di, and B, probably spent enough time like hanging out in Lady Di's shop that he has a basic understanding of how to put Lady Di back together.
I'm gonna say between that and between Torino helping you, go ahead and make an intelligence check with advantage.
Oh, intelligence is not my strong suit.
Oh no.
Oh, but that was a nat 20.
Oh my god, y'all are killing me. Come on now. I just want to be mean.
You've had like a million
think-
bad rules that I've made to be mean to me.
I was gonna say, I think Cat deserves that nat 20.
Ugh, you dicks. Yeah, you know, much like Humpty Dumpty, you put Lady Di back together again. However, her corpse is inert.
But her eyelashes are amazing.
So on point.
They're so on point.
She literally has the smoky eye.
Yeah, exactly. Big eyelashes, smoky cat eye. Love it. And Locrian, like that was a spell a well mended eyelash spell. Still looks good.
Thank you. I've been practicing over the last 250 years.
Did you finish mending Terrence's vase?
He would have had to stop and to do the rest of the stuff. He would have had to stop when he cast Fairy Fire.
I think Mia will bring the vase over and see it.
Yeah, I can finish that.
Okay. So the vase repairs, but it looks like it's lost some of its luster. Because mending
Can I
doesn't.
pick up the vase and like throw it and smash it again?
Yeah, and as you smash it, you see whereas Terrence before has just has before been this like disembodied skull with a huge like wreath of flames around their head. It's the skull is now a little fractured. It's missing part of its jaw and a few teeth, and it's kind of just smoldering. And you hear it go, what? What happened?
Wait, is that before or after I smashed it?
That's after you smashed it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna open the box and hold it up to Terrence and say, if you don't tell me how to fix Lady Di right now, I will use everything within my power to put you back in this fucking box. And I will bury it at the bottom of the sea. And I will visit you from time to time and then sing along with the damn song.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and make an intimidation check?
Could Bark
That would be
assist?
26 or 28.
How would Bark be assisting?
I just wanted to assist by saying, well, hey, if you need a place to bury the box, you know, the latrine really needs to be redug out. Sure, we could put the box down there.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll say that gets it from the 26 to the 28. Yes. I think there's one thing that I could do. It's only one thing. And the skull hovers over to the reassembled figure of Lady Di, and the smoldering stops for just a second. And in a deep, booming voice, Terrence goes, "You know, I would ask you to marry me, but your finger was too fat to fit the ring." And with that, Lady Di's eyes flutter.
Actual Calliope is like dead because and she's like, you don't even need to get down on, Terrence. And she swoons.
And at this point, you all would notice that Terrence is dissipating into the air, having
Where are
used
you
the
going,
last.
you asshole? You can't just fucking walk out on us again.
Look. It took a lot of energy to reach a soul from this plane. I think I need to check out for a little while. I'll see you around.
And she's immediately awake again.
Do I know if he's going to the ethereal plane as a ghost?
I make a religion check.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you're not really sure. Ghosts are weird.
Can I cast blink and go to the ethereal plane to see if I can see anything going on? I'm gonna cast blink and go to the ethereal plane and see what's happening in the ethereal plane.
Okay, and as Terrence is like dissipating, I'm like, you can't leave before Fuchsia Day. I didn't even get to hate your flowers yet.
Look, Fuchsia Day was like this. This is honestly kind of a blessing. I gotta hate Fuchsia. But
You don't mean that.
I hated Fuchsia, but I didn't hate you.
I think Bark is just before Terrence goes away. I think Bark's just gonna chime in and be like, "Wait, so insulting Lady Di is good?
Shut up! Shut up!
Color palettes are awful."
Up! And I'm just like, Terrence, my cheeks are falling off again. You always do this.
Well,
go ahead
made you come back to life a minute ago.
Seriously, shut up, Bark. You are out of your league.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, Kat.
It's a 17.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
you're able to blink over into the ethereal plane, and like it looks it looks like Terrence is fading.
On the ethereal plane too.
Yeah.
Terrence!
Where you going, dude?
I'm gonna take a nap for a little while.
All right, that's fine. I don't like you anyway, and I don't really like. I wasn't here solely for you. I feel like there's probably some other shit going on here on the ethereal plane that I wanted to check out. Plus, also, why the f are you like stringing Lady Di around when you guys don't even really like each other? Or maybe I'm misreading that, but anyway, like she could probably do better, and you know that. And
I'm imagining Terrence is just like fading away during this entire
Yeah,
time.
Terrence.
it's just a conversation I'd like to have at some point.
Maybe
I don't like you, but maybe your opinion would help me understand things a little bit better.
Maybe next time, kid. Maybe next time. And Terrence fades. I do want you to make a perception check for me there, Locrian.
Okay. 19.
As Terrence fades, you turn over your shoulder and you see two towering shapes on the ethereal plane.
Oh dear.
One a giant angelic figure, the other a huge lumbering skeleton dripping blood and entrails.
Are they within shouting distance?
They are very far away. They are probably half a mile away.
How many feet is a half mile?
2,700 something.
Is the ethereal plane kind of like the nether in Minecraft, and you can round things down to the nearest eighth? Like,
sorry, I just have to chime in. The caption said, "Not how many feet are in a half mile, but how many McDonald's in Illinois."
Jesus.
It's struggling today.
Oh, captions! What are you doing?
That's ridiculous. I'm just gonna like, even if they can't hear me, maybe I'll cast thaumaturgy.
647.
And I'll
Google
still...
says 647.
McDonald's in Illinois?
Just saying.
And
then she faints again.
And I'm gonna like shout, "Hey, who are you assholes?"
They do not respond. And you are popped back into the material plane and do not see these figures anymore. However, you do see 3 more burning balls of fire raining down on the city. And that's where we're going to call our session today.
Fantastic. That's a really good ending spot. I love it. Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, so that was that was episode 10 of Empires and Epitaphs. Thank y'all so much for hanging around and being super active in chat today. We really appreciate it. Hope y'all had as much fun watching as we did playing. But before we go, we're gonna go back through everybody and let them remind you who they are, where you can find them, and what their favorite part of today's session was. Today we're gonna start with Locrian.
So, my name is Kat, also known as Kat N. Schrodinger or Cat Name Schrodinger, depending on where you're looking for me. I played Locrian, the ghost of a tiefling bard who can now talk. And I really like the fact that I can talk now, but I'm really also really into the idea, like, this whole episode kind of felt like a mystery, like Locrian, like the kind of mystery that Locrian was designed to, the kind of mystery that was designed for Locrian to solve in a way. And it's not like I don't feel like this episode was designed around me, but like this fit Locrian so well and like me so well that like I liked kind of walking into this and just like feeling like there's something going on that I have no idea what's going on, and now it's a mystery that I can solve.
Excellent.
I also really like the fact that it was very tense and emotional, and that's kind of where I'll put that there.
Yay. Excellent. And where can we catch you next time?
Next time would be Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time for Where Things Go South. I don't have any one shots lined up this weekend or like this week yet, but if I do, you can hit me up on Twitter, and well, you could follow me on Twitter, and I'm sure I will tweet something about it at some point.
Excellent. And Calliope, same questions.
So I'm Calliope, and you can find me here at this time or on Twitter or being a mom. You can tell by the screaming of small children that you've reached the right place. I liked this episode. It was really fun. I also liked all the drama. I liked leaning on some of the character relationships a little more than we have in the past. I really liked when Miev came in with all the flowers. Like, and they were like such a hot mess because like we've all been Miev in that situation where you're like, come in, you're like, I'm gonna no. That was really good, and I'm excited to see what happens next. And Calliope, the player, is really like thinks this whole thing with Locrian is really funny and sweet. And what will happen to Terrence? Is he gone forever? We'll have to find out. It's very exciting.
Well, next week will be the penultimate episode, so y'all have to tune in to find out. Game Face, same question.
Yeah. I thought this episode was really fun. It was frustrating as a player because I have like a billion spells pulled up and none of them could help. So I just kept like scrolling through my tabs. But yeah, I thought it was fun to come at this one, like to meet up at Lady Dies, obviously with lots of different information and trying to piece things together with fire happening. I thought that was interesting and fun to do as a player. And I also really like the Terrence Lady Di relationship, so I'm proud of that. And you can find me here on Mondays and on Twitter at GameFace.
Yeah. Hildian.
I'm Hildian. You can find me here Mondays. My favorite part, though, was probably when Lady Di was getting all better and stronger, yelling at Terrence, and then all of a sudden the vermin just exploded.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And last but not least, Raven.
Yeah, so my favorite part, I really enjoyed getting to say I yeet the body parts out the window. That was a very funny phrase to say, and it was. And I also really enjoyed the part where Torino Kool-Aid Man burst through the wall at the end.
Just natural 20 that.
Yeah. But the whole thing was really fun, and I really liked it. It was a little bit different than our past few sessions, and it was a fun little bit of variety there. So this whole campaign's been great. I'm excited for the penultimate and finale and everything too. You can find me next. Be here tomorrow, 1 a.m. or 1 a.m. No, 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Producing La Famille Boucherie, which is a very dark and gritty vampire game. And back again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for Water, which is a survival tabletop game in the same vein as like Subnautica and Green Hell and Forest and all those fun things. And things got really intense there last week, so there's a lot up in the air of what's going to happen to who. It's going to be great. So yeah, that's me. And then, Dan, did we cover your favorite part, where we can find you and all that?
No, we haven't yet. No, I think my favorite part of this was actually behind the scenes stuff. I was the um relationship with Terrence suggestion came from Calliope before the game started. Or no, it was the her disintegrating uh like kind of prompt came from Calliope before the game started, and so I definitely leaned in real heavy on that and had some private conversation with Miev about how, or with Game Face about how Miev was going to react. Um, and so I really enjoyed kind of getting to silently work with players to kind of put together a story with a couple of their different influences going on. Um, as for where you can find me next, like Raven said, I'll be well. I don't know if Raven mentioned, but La Famille Boucher is the vampire game that I run. The dark, terrible game, and tomorrow's game is going to be particularly dark. Um, as if I were a betting man, I would bet on not all of the original party surviving. Um, but that's just me. I'm just the DM. What do I know? Um, and I'm in water, and then afterwards, and then Friday I make an appearance on Brambleberry Games, and the weekend I kind of live over on Polished Cryptid's channel. So yeah, thank y'all so much for stopping in and having a great time. I'm gonna leave the business of the raid call to Raven now.
Yeah, we've got our raid cry. Those are both good ones. I really liked this one from earlier, though, which was another nat 20. I just want to be mean.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
So feel free to take your pick. We're gonna go raid Milady Saito, who is she's currently doing which campaign is she running right now? Isles of Freya. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But it's a really cool campaign that she's been running for a while over on her channel. It is also D&D with some fantastic people over there. Definitely give them all a follow if you're not doing so already, because they're fantastic. And especially Saito. She's great. She's been over here a few times as well. Yeah, we've got a raid cry. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Real quick before I go, I forgot to mention sponsors, Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. If you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN, you can get 13% off your order, and it's really free good coffee. I'm a total coffee snob, so I mean it when I say it's really good coffee. And then, a couple last things, things to keep an eye out for. Sometime this month, I'm going to start working on content for TikTok, or at least YouTube, since things are a little bit weird with TikTok right now. But that type of content is something that I'm going to be working on, so keep an eye out for that. And if you go to my Twitter, right below my face here, the Raven, I have Black Feather Guild and the Raven Evermore stickers and pens available now, as well as some other cool art stuff that I've done that you can get for like wall decals and stickers and things. So those tweets are recent, so go check those out. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.